am
We live.
as ready as I'll ever be. You and me.
Please stop. Please. Mm.
Hello, all you fellow Americans out there. How are y'all? Shoo boop 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 boop.
Alrighty. You
I'm
ready for the count?
hungry. Should
You
I
ready
eat?
for the countdown?
Yes, ma'am. Did I share the right thing?
Here we go. Go, girl.
Eating hair. Welcome to Occasionally Posh, where we enjoy life, laughs, and shenanigans. I am your girl, Chastity.
And I'm Sunshine. Welcome. If I sound echoey, y'all tell me. But welcome to Occasionally Posh.
Whenever you got something serious to say, you just pick it up like that. And
Yeah, I got a new sister for Christmas and I'm still trying to figure it out, y'all. But welcome, welcome, welcome. We so glad you are joining us. Welcome to our New Year's edition of our podcast. We missed you all last week, but we hope y'all had a wonderful, wonderful Christmas. And we hope you have big plans for New Year's as well. If you are watching, if you don't mind, please share, 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 share. And we always start with a foreplay. And Chassie, be your first.
okay. So, would you rather be stood up on a date or be the person that stands up your date?
I'd rather stand up my date.
Me
Who
too.
wants who wants to be stood up? Don't nobody want to be stood up on a date.
Right. Being there crying.
Right. Both of it is wrong, of course.
Right.
Obviously, both of it is wrong. But if I had to make a choice, I'd rather stand up. Why you think people stand people up on dates and just say, "Hey, I ain't coming," or "I changed my mind," or whatever?
Oh, I don't know. I think that sometimes people feel like it's even ghosting. People feel like ghosting is easier,
But it's
but
not.
it's not. And I'm guilty of both. I'm guilty of ghosting and I'm also guilty saying of not saying, "Hey, don't want to do this." I will just not reply to your messages instead of me just saying I don't want to do this. I guess
Right.
cuz we don't want the conversation. I don't want the conversation. I want me to be able to make my decision and it be my decision versus we having to have a whole conversation about it and
Right.
you potentially changing my mind because I feel guilty for feeling the way that I feel.
Right. I mean, that's true, but I would rather you do that. Tell me, you changed your mind and then avoid me versus we just not knowing. Like you could be like, I ain't gonna be there, and then they can bug you to death after the fact.
Right.
But if you just don't do nothing, then that leads stuff up that somebody might call all the hospitals. You just never know. Just something
Right.
stupid.
And I've been the person that has ghosted, and I've been the person that has been ghosted.
Hmm.
And being ghosted, like, it sucks because you have all of these questions in your mind that are unanswered. It's like, what did I do wrong? Or,
Right.
did my breath stink that night? Like, you just going through so many things in your mind and so many emotions.
Right.
But then also, I've ghosted people even after I got ghosted and was upset that I got ghosted.
Honey, it is being ghosted is not a good feeling at all.
Is
So
not.
like I said, it might be harder to communicate something, but at least it'll be done, and then it won't be no room. I mean, there's so many men out there that ghost women, and then the women still be trying to be after them, but then the men be like, "She tripping. I'm showing her that I ain't interested." No, you need to tell people I ain't
Right.
interested. Like you can't, people can't assume anything.
Right.
But honey, when it come to communication, honey, we be especially between men and women, we be tripping
I'm
on
guilty
both
of it.
on both sides. On
It's
both
one of
sides.
my resolutions that I'm making for next year. And I was like, I don't really want to make a resolution, but if
Right,
I had to, that's probably one, is being a better communicator.
right, right. I agree. I agree. I agree. Well, folks that are watching, would you rather be stood up on a date or stand someone up? We would love to know. We would love to know. All right, mine
Okay.
isn't a foreplay. Mine is a analyze this.
Mm.
So this picture said it shows a man and a woman in bed. Sorry, y'all. This whole microphone situation is throwing me off. It's showing a man and woman in bed, and she's rolling over, and she is saying in her head, he's probably thinking about other women. He over there on the other hand saying, this bitch really clenched her cheeks while I was eating her booty and said, I got your nose.
Why do I feel like that's something I would do? Got your
Got your nose.
nose.
Look at mama, really?
Oh my gosh.
So I showed this because number one, it's just hilarious, as I don't know what. But it's trying to be funny, but it's really showing you how much differently men and women think. A lot of women be in their head way more about stuff that men ain't even tripping over. You know what I'm saying? Like he
Right.
over there thinking about other women. No, he over there tripping because you thought the kids in the bed. You over there thinking the kids in our bedroom. That's what was wrong with them. But what you think about it?
I agree that a lot of the times as women we overanalyze situations, and sometimes we're right. 99.9% of the time we right, but 1% of the time they just mad because we clenched their nose with our hands and said, "Gotcha."
Oh man, I would never do that. But that sounds like something Chaz would do. I ain't gonna
I
lie.
I would, and I'm gonna practice my butt clenches because I want to do that.
I I am not doing. My husband would shut the whole bedroom down. Shut it all the way. We be having a good time too. Done. Okay. Done.
I don't know why. This kind of made me think of my Listerine story, and I kind of want to tell it.
Oh man. Go for it. Tell it. Tell the people. Oh Lord, she
Okay,
ain't gonna be able to do
so
it.
I'm gonna keep this as PG as possible.
Okay.
Okay, so me and this guy, we were talking, and I don't know if anybody knows about this, but if you don't, you should try it. Just don't do what I done. So if you take the Listerine strips, put them on your tongue, and then you go to give head or knowledge. Excuse me, I said I was keeping this PG.
Yeah.
Knowledge,
Mm-hmm.
and you have the Listerine strip on your tongue, and you put some ice in your mouth. It feels really really good. So this is something that we had done numerous times. And one night, I think we was like drunk and just talking a whole lot. and I put too many Listerine strips in my mouth, and then I ended up putting another one on his penis, and when I went in to do it, it burnt. And he screamed. He was like, "Oh, oh shit, you burnt me." So he jumped in the shower with some cold water, and I'm over there dying laughing. Yes, Shalonda, I know that the menthol cough drops work just as good,
Right. She had to
but
take it to the next level. And what make it so bad? She didn't use one. She used two.
I think I used about 4, 5 of them because we were talking. Like we was in the midst of doing it or whatever, and then we used to have like really good conversations. So we was talking, and every time the conversation get a little bit longer, I was like, pop another one in.
She on that preach. She trying to be smart and slick.
But he was in the shower and he was screaming in the shower, and I was over there dying laughing. Did I text y'all in the midst of that, or did I text y'all the
You
next morning?
did. You
In the
did.
midst of
I
it.
think it was the middle of it. He in there about to die. Poor little thing.
Hilarious. Hilarious. But it ended up being good that night. Hey, boo. Hey,
Hey,
boo.
boo. I can't. Going back to what I foreplay earlier, Shalana said she would rather stand someone up too, so she agrees.
Yeah,
She agrees.
I agree. Hey, Shalonda, we ain't seen you in a while, girl.
I know, right? How you doing? How you doing? All right. So for this episode, we wanted to touch on the highlights and the lowlights of 2021. So Chas and I both brought something good, hopefully, just to bring out things that happened throughout the year. And Chas, I'll let you start first. I'll let you pop it off.
I meant to send this to you so that you could play a clip, and I totally forgot about it. But we starting off with highlights.
Whichever one you want. We just
Okay,
free
so
it.
I'm gonna start off with a highlight of 2021, and for most people, it's probably a low light. But when I tell you that I was sitting in my bed scrolling through Facebook and TikTok and Twitter and Instagram looking at these people fall off of them crates.
Girl, them stupid. I want to know how the crate challenge started. Somebody I had watched Snoop and Kevin Hart or whatnot, and they said, I think it was Snoop, and he said, you know how that stupid crate challenge got? Some crackhead was trying to get a fix and said, look, I'll climb these crates real quick, and if I get on the other side, you're gonna give me a hit, right? And here these idiots are.
Why do I feel like that's probably how it started?
Right, that's what Kevin said. He said that's probably exactly where it came from. Stupid. If anybody don't know, you in La La Land if you ain't heard. But for some reason, it was a thing where people were climbing a mountain of crates up one side, getting to the top, and then coming down on the other. And a lot of people was doing bets or whatever. If they won, or whatnot, they would win money or drinks or whatever the case may be. And people was hospitalized, breaking legs and necks.
Dead.
I think somebody died, right?
I'm sorry, rest in peace. I'm sorry. That was the funniest shit ever. I used to be in my bed cheering the people on, hoping that they get
I'm done. I can't. That's what it was.
Somebody got a soundboard.
I told you I got a new device, even though I don't like the intro. But anywho, but yeah, you said that was a highlight or a low light. I'm sorry.
That was a highlight for me.
That was
it might be a low light for other people, but it was one of my highlights.
Oh man. Well, my first highlight will be that we got our first female Black, and I think she's Asian, Vice President of the United States of America. Really? I'm not messing with her. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. But she was sworn in along with Joe Biden to become because he is our 46th president.
Something. If you never mind. I ain't gonna
Uh,
say nothing. Go ahead. Go ahead with your highlight.
Bye. I'm done. I ain't talking about what's happening and if they doing what they supposed to do or not. We not going there. I'm just highlighting that we got somebody black and a female all in there at the same time. That's all I'm saying. That's a highlight.
It was a highlight. I ain't gonna lie, because I wore my chucks and pearls. I was
Mm-hmm.
very excited that she got sworn in and that she got chose or whatever.
Yeah, a lot of people are against it, but it's still, I mean, she ain't no worse than the last thing that was in there. In my opinion, I'm just saying.
I don't
Anywho,
know.
we ain't trying to be political. I'm just, I,
Um,
yeah. Oh, okay. You rather had a Trump back?
no.
All right, then. That's my point. It can't be no worse. That's all I'm saying. I ain't saying she gonna be no better. I'm just saying she ain't no worse.
It ain't no worse. That's true. That's true. Shout out
I
to
agree,
Kamala
Kalani.
Harris. Shout
Black
out.
girls rock. Black girls rock. Don't I got an applause? There we go.
Look
All
at us.
right.
Look at us with the soundboard. Sound. Can I do a soundboard? Can we like record things and then you
Hmm.
able to play? Oh,
I
snap.
can. I can. Moving on up. Moving on up. Anywho, what's your next one?
Okay. So another highlight for 20, what's this, 2021? Well, I don't think it was really well, yeah, okay. So it was 2021, but it happened in 2020. Anyway, was Trump getting out of office. I was
Yes.
happy about
Oh,
that.
I'm clapping. Yeah, I tried to tell you. But you know, a lot of
And
people support him. A lot more
yeah,
people
and you know
that I
something, I
realize.
want to say this. I want to say this, and a lot of people probably are not going to agree with me whenever I say this. Trump
Mhm.
wasn't that bad. He said some stupid things. He done some stupid shit, but he wasn't that bad. I was more angry with the people that supported him and came out racist as fuck, and they got on my nerves more than he got on my nerves. He done some things for us that actually benefited us. As far as like the tax break thing that he did, because I got more money in my check, baby, and I was happy about that. Um,
Oh, okay.
however, he was dumb, but I don't think he was as bad as the people that was supporting him. I think the people that was supporting him was straight horrible, and that's not for everybody, because
Yeah.
some of those people are not as bad as he are as he is and was. They liked him for whatever reason that they liked him or whatnot.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I was
I ain't,
sick of them people.
I ain't touching it. All right. So for my next one, uh, I said this plenty of times. I feel like everything else in life you have to have qualifications.
And that's true.
Other than him having money and
That's
knowing how
true.
to cheat the system, what was his qualification? That's
Right.
all my point was. But
Right.
that's neither here nor there. Like I said, we ain't trying to get political. I'm just
Right.
saying, if I got to have a degree to be in these little regular jobs, you got to be something in politics or know something or been around something. He just owned businesses and cheated the system. I
That
don't
that went bankrupt.
that part. And made the comment if I don't be mad at me because I know the rules and you don't. What?
Which I ain't mad about, because I want to know these rules.
Mm, I don't want no parts of it.
I
None.
want to know these rules so
Mm-mm.
that I can prosper.
Negative. Anyway, another highlight that I wanted to bring in. It's kind of sad, but it's a highlight as well. Like you said earlier, is that the cop Derek Chauvin was convicted of all charges against George Floyd. So I think that is a highlight. And you know, he's the first. I think they said he's the first person in that area that has ever been charged or convicted, excuse me, in the area. Period for killing a black man. As far as the
Oh,
cop,
yeah.
as far as the cop. Let me make sure I make. I think that's what it is. Anywho, I don't know for sure, but you know, a lot of people thought he was gonna get off. You know, we still got people like Rittenhouse, whatever his name is, get off. But that's neither here nor there. But at least there's some progress.
Right.
Amen.
And Rittenhouse can kill black people. We're
Nah,
gonna
we.
take that. We're gonna take that small victory.
I am not. I'm not touching it. I can't. Go. What's next? Bye.
Okay. So another highlight of mine for 2021 is whenever those white people went and stormed the Capitol building.
Please explain how that's a highlight.
Because they always want to talk about black people doing their protesting and burning buildings and blah 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 and all this kind of stuff. It was actually relaxing to see some white people doing the white shit that they do, and it's
Mhm.
actually being televised. And in a lot of news places, they didn't sugarcoat it. They made it what it was, and I loved every bit of it.
Was it all white people? I thought there was at least a few specks.
I mean, you know how
Yeah. She said that ain't the point. The point
that,
is
right. That's
the
just like whenever the Black Lives Matter is marching and all that kind of stuff. Um, she said my mind works differently. But like whenever they had the Black Lives Matter march or whatever, it's a few white people in there, but they blame it all on the black people. So we blaming it
Mhm.
all on the Caucasians this time. And that was very amazing for me to sit back and look at it.
So is it true that Trump incited that or no?
So yes and no. I feel like
Okay.
this is what I feel. I feel like if somebody tells you to jump off of a bridge, are you going to jump off of that bridge?
Of course
No.
not.
So, yes, he said, let's go and do this. He didn't say it to that extreme.
Mhm.
They went and done it. So, yes, he is a problem, but y'all are grown. Y'all are
Right.
grown men with
Right.
jobs and families. Y'all got the mindset to be like, you know what, this is stupid. Let's not do this. Or y'all could have
Right.
peacefully done it. The way
Right.
that black people peacefully done it and got barricaded with guns and all that kind of stuff. But whatever. It was amazing to see that. Shout out to the
Mm.
Caucasians.
Shout out to that. One thing I didn't realize, like I said, until I was watching I'm sorry. Am I still echoing?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I'm not. Okay, it's just video. So one thing I didn't realize is that whenever they were storming the Capitol and they actually got inside the building, I should have looked it up, but there was a black guard cop. I don't know what their job is that was in there, and there was some political figures in an office inside of the Capitol building. And at first, when they was running in there, he was kind of running them up the steps, like kind of running them, kind of nodding and running them around the corner and stuff. And I was like, "What is he doing?" And then Snoop pointed out that he was actually running them away
Away. Yeah.
from the, and he was a black guy. I said, "You better work.
Right.
You better be smart.
Look at us out there.
No winning and stuff. Hashtag winning. Okay."
Mm-mm-mm.
That's what I'm talking about. What? How about we? You just got dings and vibrates all over the.
I
So
know.
how about we touch on a little bit of a funny high low light?
Oh gosh.
Kanye West. I don't even know where to start. We can't start out with the newest news though. This idiot. Sorry. This idiot done moved into, I don't know if he bought it, but he moved into a house across the street from Kim Kardashian to be near her because she dating what's his name? Pete Davidson.
Pete Davidson.
Are
I was
they
gonna say
actually dating? Like, are they actually a couple or are they just kicking it?
I honestly don't really follow to actually know if they're
Mm,
actually dating or not. I know they was linked together at one point in time. I don't know if they're really dating. At the end of the day, I don't care if she was dating a goat. Why?
right. Well,
Why?
he don't want to get a divorce in the first place. He been fighting that the whole time.
The whole time. And that's so toxic.
It
Like,
is.
and
It
then some
is.
people's like, oh, he fighting for his family. No, you're scaring your family.
Right. On
That is
top of
not fighting
everything
for
else
your
he
family.
doing.
Fighting
Right.
for your
Right.
family is being able to know that, we done reached the point where it's okay for me to fall back. I can
Right.
fall back and I can just be a parent to my kids,
Mm-hmm.
and hopefully we can meet somewhere in the middle and maybe we can get back together. Maybe we don't. Moving across the street from
Yeah,
her,
that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. And people are trying to say that it's not him doing that to spy on her dad. It's because he want to be near his kids. You ain't got to be that close to your. Y'all might as well be living together. You across the street.
let me
Like,
tell
what's the
you,
point?
let me tell you. That is not a tactic to be near his kids. That is a tactic to be with Kim. And anybody
Mm-hmm.
that thinks any other
It's
um
crazy.
is crazy.
Right.
He may love his kids, but right now his main focus is Kim. And yes, he will probably use those kids to try to get with Kim, but
Yep.
Kim is who he wants to be with. And he is
Right.
doing all of this to get with her. And as soon as she is like, she pretty much said this is over because after he had that concert with him and Drake, and he was on
Mm-hmm.
there professing his love, talking about come back home on a song that he wrote for Amber Rose. Let's not forget about that. That song was for Amber
Wow.
Rose. It wasn't even for Kim. But you telling her
Mm-hmm.
to run back home, and then the
Right.
next day, what do Kim do? Go and file for to be single, to
Right.
legally be
Right.
single. But
Right.
really,
I
Kanye,
I mean, I kind of applaud Kim because she stuck it in there when he started doing all that crazy stuff years ago. I probably would have been out, but she really did try to stick it in there, and people don't want to give her acknowledgement for that. They just
right?
think this is just another relationship where she done hurt another black man, and they don't win crap.
But
I'm
so
so
my
tired of
thing
hearing
is, I
that.
used to watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I loved Keeping Up with the Kardashians. So I watched it a lot. Kanye used to pop up on Kim all the time. Kanye chased Kim. He
hmm
chased her. And
hmm
then she finally broke down and they was together or whatever. But also in the midst of that, he lost his mama and he was
Yeah.
already crazy. And all of us caped for him. The black community, we caped for him, not necessarily dealing.
Let's let's
Huh?
not say crazy.
Okay. Needed therapy. Needed therapy because he does need therapy. And he went on Drink Champs. Was it Drink Champs or something? Whatever he went on, but he was pretty much saying that nobody could cure him because they wanted to put him on medicine, but he's so creative. But that's what people that have mental illnesses think. And um that's just part of the illness. And I've
Right.
come to understand that that's just part of the illness. And he doesn't
Right.
understand that he needs that help. But what was I saying? Oh yeah. So anyway, he already needed therapy before he got with Kim. Getting with
hmm
Kim made it more forefront, I guess, because the media is already obsessed with Kim. And then they was already semi
hmm
obsessed with him, but I don't think they was as obsessed with him until they
They
got
wasn't.
together.
Right. Right. They wasn't. And I don't know. I wish he would get the help that he need and listen to the folks that are around him. The only thing that I blamed her for, and I can't even say blame her for because we don't technically live in a household, so we don't know what she says behind closed doors or whatnot. But seemed to be in that driving force for so long to support him no matter what he did.
Right.
And sometimes you need to be the woman to be like, "No, boo, that ain't it. No, that ain't it."
And I
And
think
she was
towards the
telling him, "You
end,
let him be creative and do what you need." I mean, and that's fine. Don't get me wrong. You're supposed to support your partner, but you're also supposed to be that person that's a voice of reason at some point. And you
right.
got to know the difference.
Right. And I think
That's all.
towards the end, oh, I just noticed that y'all can see that spot. Y'all, that right there was some wax that fell down. But anyway,
Done. I'm done. Continue.
I think towards the end, we started to see her kind of saying like, okay, he doing too much. Because whenever he
Right.
tried to run for presidency, or no, I think it was before he tried to run for presidency, and him and Trump was like BFFs. She pretty much came out and was like, she don't support this, blah blah, and all that kind of stuff.
hmm
But that right there, ooh, that right there just made me think about my cousin's wife. Shout out to you, Candace. If you looking, she posted a thing and she said,
Oh,
"You got to be a strong woman to lie and say that your husband is paying, or husband or boyfriend is paying all the bills." And that right there just kind of made me think about it because women,
hmm
stick up for men and try to make them look better than what they really are. And that's what Kim did. She stuck up for her man. He's gonna be creative. He's gonna be creative. And a lot
mm,
of women, they stick up for their man, like he paying the bills and he ain't. But
wow.
so it was like a rich person problem and a broke person problem.
Well, I
And
rather
we
had rich problem. No, let me stop. No, I'm just playing. Just playing. Um, but yeah, Anywho, we don't want to take on it. Oh, but the other part that it's so many things that happened with him over the not just yesterday, but the last year. But this year's when he changed his name to Yee, right? As well,
Girl,
right?
ain't nobody calling him Yee.
Right.
It's Kanye.
I know that's what I'm gonna call him is Kanye West. But I mean, he ain't the only artist that did it. Done changed his name 3 or 4 times, ain't it? First he was
And ain't
P.
nobody did it change his name again this year, and ain't nobody about to call him whatever the hell he changed it to. I can't even remember what it was. We did Diddy. Stop it.
Yeah, we do call him Diddy, but what was it?
Yeah.
It was P Daddy at first, right?
P. Diddy.
Was it P Daddy?
It was
I
Sean
don't
Puffy.
know.
I don't know, child.
I don't know. Whatever it is, he ain't the only one to change his name. But also this whole trend of him trying to wear these masks is what I'm trying to figure out. It started like this. What is that? Then he went to his listeners party looking like this.
mm, mm.
And then he was like, all right, I'm just gonna go all the way and look like powder. I'm just trying to figure out
I did not see that one.
just why. Please explain. Please explain.
This is one of the. This is see. We need Mary on for this. He
We
is
do.
trying to hide in plain sight. He needs therapy,
Hey, dude.
like really, really bad. And I'm laughing because it's laughable, but at the same time, it's still sad as
It's
fuck.
so sad. I just don't I number one, this is number one. Number one is as much money as you got. As much money as you got. You couldn't do no better than that. We got Martin Lawrence out here with a whole woman suit on. And you can't look no better than that. Like you trying not to draw attention to yourself, but
But you're
what's that
drawing
gonna do?
attention.
I don't
That's
get it.
drawing attention. But I don't feel like if I don't think that he doesn't want to draw attention to himself. I think that he likes the attention. He
Yeah,
thrives off the attention.
that's possible.
And whenever he's not getting attention and nobody is talking about him, he comes out and does something stupid like buy a house across the street from his wife, from his
Yeah.
ex-wife that wants to be single, that's dating somebody else that no longer wants to be with him. That's the type of things that he does. He strives off of attention.
I don't get it. I don't
And it's
get it at all.
disgusting. Like, Kanye, please go to a therapist.
Please, 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 please. Anywho, what you got next?
What are we on? Highlights or
I
lowlights?
don't even know. Just do something.
So this right here is a highlight. So Nick Cannon had a whole bunch of churn this year.
Of course.
And then Nick Cannon came out. Well, he came out with a talk show, and somebody was able to take a picture of his penis in his pants, and that right there was a highlight.
That is not where I thought that was going at all. I am done. I am freaking done with her. I'm so done. I'm done. Okay, highlight.
And I was just like, I understand why he got all them kids. Cause
I'm done. It ain't cause he cute or on TV or got money. None of that.
like, did you?
I ain't see it. I haven't seen it.
Okay, okay, married.
I haven't seen it. I really haven't. I ain't seen no picture.
Mm. Shout out to
Mm.
everybody that has seen Nick Cannon's print. Shout
I'm
out to Nick
done.
Cannon
It could be a
for your
sock.
print because I was like, oh, okay.
Done.
That
I
was a
am
highlight for
done.
the year.
I'm done. I'm done. He lost a child this year too, right?
He
Do-
did.
Did they ever say why he lost the child or what happened to
The
him?
child had cancer. I can't
Uh,
remember off the top of my head what type of cancer it was, but some I think their brain or something. I feel like it was brain cancer, but don't quote me. I might be wrong.
mm-hmm.
All I know is that man went to work right
Yeah,
after his child died, and
he
he talked
did.
about it. and I cried. Did you look at
Yeah,
that video?
I did, and I couldn't do it. I had to turn it off.
Child, I cried. I wanted to turn it off because I knew what it was, but then I also just wanted to kind of hear, what happened because I'm nosy. But I that right there, it was just I couldn't fathom going through that.
I can't
Shout out
either.
to him. Shout out to him being so supportive of the baby's mama and like talking very positive about her and
Right.
how amazing she was and how everything that she done was right. And like a lot of the times you hear men, they want to blame it on other people
Yeah.
and everything. And like he was like it was nothing that neither one of them could do. And
Yeah.
pretty much
That's how
they did everything they could do, and it was amazing. His story
yeah.
was amazing.
It is. It is. I haven't lost a biological child, but I have been through losing my stepdaughter, and I can't imagine being at work, getting dressed, getting up, going somewhere, still having a show, and then supporting things like having. I think he had a therapist on that episode and showing how you can get through the trauma of it and things. I'm just glad that Black people are starting to acknowledge therapy.
Right.
Like it's so
Yes.
needed. It's so needed, and I just hope that through celebrities and through people like us and through people sharing that they go to therapy and make it not be such a bad stigma or whatnot, that people just take advantage of it way more because it's definitely necessary.
Right. Yeah.
Definitely necessary.
I
Mm,
agree. I
mm.
definitely agree. But shout out to him because I don't know how in the
I,
world he done it.
I don't know how he done it either. I don't know how he done it either. I guess some people would say this is a highlight, but the COVID vaccine. How you feel about
Child.
it? I
That
mean, we
COVID.
went through all of 2020, realize
Huh?
it or not. People don't realize COVID started in 2019. We've been dealing with
Yes.
this since 2019, and here we are about to go in 2022. We're still dealing with all these different variants of it or whatnot. But the fact that that scientists and doctors or whatnot are so able to quickly try to come up with, ways we can start becoming a better nation. I just don't feel like I think this is the new normal. I hate to say it, and I know people don't want you to say this is the new normal, but I just feel like now we need to just get to a place where we can operate around it.
And that's what I feel. I feel like COVID is just like the flu. It's gonna be here. I'm hoping that it could eventually get to a point where it comes seasonally, like the flu
Mhm,
comes seasonally.
mhm,
And but I'm also hoping that people have realized that as humans, we don't wash our hands the way that we're supposed to.
mhm.
We don't cover our noses and mouths the way that we're supposed to whenever we have colds. I've been guilty of all three. Um, but throughout this, I've come more knowledgeable of, girl, you just sneezed down in public. Like you just like it came out
Right,
the blue and you could
right,
have quickly done this. Like it's so many things that we can do to stop the flus and to stop the COVID and all that kind of stuff. It's easily spread it, but it's easily spread it through things that we could easily not do
right.
or
At least
do.
it's bringing awareness for us to be a safer nation or a safer people or whatever the case may be. Because like Vern just took the words out of my mouth.
People
People
just
just
nasty.
nasty.
And
People
some people,
nasty.
some people are. Let
Mm,
me tell you. So the other day, I went to Christmas morning because Christmas Eve I was running around like a cat with the head cut off, or chicken with the head cut off, and forgot
mhm,
to get some food to eat for Christmas Eve night. So we were starving Christmas Eve because everything was closed down. So
mhm,
Christmas morning after the kids woke up at 3 o'clock, but that's a whole other story.
mhm.
I went to Waffle House to get something to eat. Thank God they was open. Shout out to Waffle House 24/7.
Whoop,
Whenever they
whoop.
shut down, that means that death is coming. But it was a man in there, a old Caucasian man sitting beside me. He didn't have his mask on because he was eating, of course. Didn't really think too much of it. This
Mm-mm.
man in there talking junk about people that want to wear a mask. And why he don't understand why people got to wear the mask. And he ain't going nowhere where it's mandatory. You got to wear your mask and blah, 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 and
Right.
all this kind of stuff. And then he was like, I don't understand why you got on your mask. And I said, I have on my mask because I've been coughing and sneezing all day. I'm pretty sure that it's allergies, but I don't know. You're old. And if I cough and sneeze on you, it could be COVID and you would die. I'm
Right.
pretty healthy. And after that, he left me alone. He didn't talk to me anymore. Bojangles, Bojangles wasn't open. Bojangles was not open because I went there
Mm,
first.
I can't. I cannot. I cannot. But but you know the thing about the whole mask, and I take that back to Trump as well. A lot of people were being like that because he made a statement of well, he was trying to act like COVID wasn't a thing till his butt got sick anyway.
He said he got keys. Okay,
Mm,
Vern.
I'm done. I'm
He got
done.
keys.
But Trump supported. Now I'm echoing.
Oh, my
Is
body,
that
my Oh yeah.
the dumbness? Just saying.
Did you
Trump
go?
fault.
Okay. Okay, now I can hear you. I couldn't hear you
Yeah.
for a second, but you back.
Oh, yeah, I'm back. But it was Trump fault.
Yeah, and I totally 100% agree that a
Mm,
lot of that came from him. And but even if it was a president in office that was 100% for the mask, still feel
people
like
would have still
it was going
tripped.
to be people that didn't want the mask.
Hmm.
I feel like even if he was a Republican, well, he was, but as a Republican, if he had a came out and been like, I support the mask, there's still so many people that wasn't going to support it.
Right, right. Oh man, it's
Black
echoey
and
for real
white,
now.
miss. I mean, never.
I'm done. I'm done. We gotta get you some headphones because now I'm echoey for real, and I don't think it's me. Oh, there it go. All right. So one of the low lights I wanted to mention is that well, it was a highlight because the 2021 Olympics did take place this year, so that was a highlight because it got canceled the year before. But I
Mhm.
was really sad that Simone Biles didn't participate. So I think that's a low light.
Yeah, yeah, and
Uh oh.
so I was upset that she didn't participate.
Yeah.
However, I was glad that she chose her mental over that. So
That's
I
true.
get it's a highlight and a low light.
Right.
It's like, yay, you chose your mental and your brain and everything else over what this right here could have provided for you. But then, I mean, she's already doing amazing. But then it's
Yeah.
also like we was fighting for you.
Right. We was rooting. Okay. We was
So I kind of
rooting.
wanted to see her perform.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you definitely gotta do what's best for you at the end of the day. And people, like I've said it plenty of times, people don't live with you. They're not at home with you at night. They're not there to hold your hand when you really need it. So you can't really, you really do have to take care of yourself. Um,
Right.
but there's always gonna be people. I mean, she should have been prepped with therapy, parents backing, or whatever to know that she's a black girl in the Olympics, and people gonna come for her just because of it.
Right.
So I just wish she would have been more prepared and stuck it in there because she was doing such an amazing job.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Agree.
I'm saying. I'm just if Michael Jackson could have kept performing with the stuff he was going through.
We ain't gonna talk
Shit.
about Joe. We ain't gonna bring Joe Jackson up in
Just saying. He kept on going through everything
here.
through Joe, through hanging the baby off the balcony, through culling himself, through the losing his nose and getting it back halfway. He
You
went
know
through all
what?
that.
You know what? No, no, no. Bye.
I'm just saying he went through all that and he kept performing.
Voice changing. He went from black
Anything
to man that got hit in his nuts.
to powder.
He went from hello to hello.
And he kept going for many, 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 many,
He
many years. All I'm saying. He said, "I am done." Don't be done. Don't be done. I'm just saying. I just wish she could have made it through this one summer. Is all I'm saying. And give
Right,
it Glenn.
right.
Anywho,
Got
your turn.
okay. So y'all know I'm coming crazy.
Oh
So
Lord.
another highlight slash. I feel like a lot of my highlights and lowlights is like my highlights are slash lowlights. They
Mm-hmm.
coming together. So
Mm-hmm.
Danny Lay and the baby. Let
Oh
me
my
tell
Lord.
you, honey.
I can't.
So it was a low light because I feel bad because you know you just had your baby
Mm-hmm.
and that man shouldn't have took you what he took you through. But it was
Right.
also a highlight because you went out and made a song about he only like red bones and he want red bones and all this kind of stuff. And that nigga did you the same way that he do the black skinned girls. So that was a
Well.
highlight for my life.
I am done. I am done. It
But
would
then
yeah. Go ahead.
I also want to point out that he said that they was never together, and she want to come back with receipts. I mean, the baby was already a receipt. The baby that you pushed out of your vagina was already a receipt. But you wanted to come back with more receipts of pictures and all this kind of stuff. This right here is a learning moment for everybody. Do not
Right.
assume that you are a girlfriend or a boyfriend unless it is said.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
And then even after that, you still got to make sure that they doing the actions
Exactly.
and
It's
not
gotta
just
line up. It's gotta line
everything.
up.
Everything.
2 plus 2 gotta make 4 pimping. Gotta
Because
be.
y'all was making eight. Because I feel like he had a whole nother baby. And yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm,
It was a whole lot of 2 times 2 plus 2 square root of 5 and all that shit.
I'm done. I am done. I am done. But I yeah, people just need to communicate better overall, honestly. And we keep saying that, and hopefully one day people will listen. But I mean, a low light of things is, I mean, slavery still is not slavery. Lord Jesus, slavery still exists. Racism, racism still exists.
Slavery still do, but I'm mad. I'm still cool. That's not what you was going for. The slavery does still exist.
Racism still exists over all of these years and all of this stuff we done supposedly beat. I mean, we even now get um what's the holiday we get now?
Juneteenth.
We even get Juneteenth off and woohoo, which we celebrate the end of slavery, but we don't want to talk about all the racism that still exists because of slavery. We don't want to talk
Right.
about that. But anywho, um, but I don't know if we can't communicate against races. I don't know how communicating relationships gonna change anything. What's the
That's
point?
true.
That's my
That's
point.
true.
Let's talk about a low light. That Shaka Khan versus
Good damn bye. Bye.
Shaka Khan versus. I went out now. Somebody ghosting her. She should have ghosted that night. You talking about ghosting earlier? Her butt shouldn't have showed up. Okay, she should have stayed at the house and sang in her living room and did karaoke or something. And, and whoever her people is need to be fired.
But shout out to Stephanie Mills.
I guess that's the highlight of it. Because if you didn't respect her before, you respect her now.
Right. Exactly. That's what you call like soldier. That right there. Stephanie Mills was a ride or die. Shaka Khan. Don't be hating on my Shaka.
Ain't nobody hating, but her butt should have stayed at the house.
Listen, I was so in tune on what Shaka was and wasn't doing and how she was walking and wasn't walking. I couldn't
Honey,
even really focus on Stephanie Mills. I had to go back and watch it.
honey, that thing was. It not even. I ain't even. Well, it's funny. It was funny. I
It
ain't gonna
was
lie, but it
it's
wasn't.
sad.
But it was.
Shaka,
It's sad.
go back to
It,
rehab.
It's sad, and people was trying to be like, maybe she's sick, maybe
No.
I think somebody even said maybe she got MS. I'm like, how we gonna go out with it? That hell for drunk. Don't do that. Don't put that on people with the MS. Don't do that. He was drunk. They got some of that verse. Ciroc is the one who sponsors the verses. They
Right.
put some of that good Ciroc in the bag, and she got drunk.
I feel like that's what took it so long because, honey, they was taking forever and a day. And I was like, I'm about to go to sleep because I was really, really excited for that one.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, okay, they taking forever. I'm about to go to bed. I'm about to just miss it. And then all of a sudden they come out. And then Shaka came out like that. And I was just like, I think that's whenever I messaged y'all and I was like, are y'all watching this versus?
Honey, I was like, it was one of those things where you watching a car crash and you want to be like, hold up, but you can't stop looking. That's how it was. I was like, I want to cut it off. I want to cut it off so bad, but I can't.
She
I
has
couldn't
literally
do it.
been through the fire, Vern. I
Really?
agree. I agree 100%.
No, no, she was drunk. I'm just gonna say she was drunk. I ain't even gonna say she was high because I don't know. I know she used to be on that stuff back in the day, but I ain't even gonna say that's what it was. I'm just gonna say she was drunk.
Okay.
What's your next one? Anyway,
Okay, so this one is one of the low lights of my year.
mm,
I'm not gonna cry about it. DMX passing away.
I'm not trying to be little that he died, but I thought it was gonna be something more personal than that. But go ahead.
Sorry.
But yeah,
That was just what, yeah, I loved him.
yeah,
I loved him. And
yeah,
for and I also used to love Kobe Bryant. And for both of them to die in a
hmm,
row, y'all, I cried like a baby. I
yeah,
still cannot listen to his music because, and
right,
I didn't look at the funeral.
yeah,
I was upset. That right there
yeah,
was like my low light of the year. One of my low lights
right,
of the year.
yeah, yeah. I
I
definitely
went
heard he
deep.
died.
I went deep.
She went deep. A lot of people really died over this year that I didn't realize. As like I said, I was watching that Stoop Down Kevin Hart thing on Peacock. Shout out to them. And a lot of people had died this year that I didn't realize, but yeah, DMX, the guy that they said they was gonna cast for him in his movie died too. I can't think of his name right now though.
Who
I'm
didn't
trying to
know
think.
he died? Vern, where you been? Lord, he didn't know he died.
I'm done. I'm done.
I got love. My lip gloss is popping.
You made me forget what I was saying. Oh yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah. What's his name? Michael K. Williams or whatever. People were saying he would be a good DMX.
oh yeah.
And
Yeah,
he
he
ended up
passed
dying
away.
too. Did they say
Yeah.
why he died?
Drugs.
Why?
I don't know.
Mm,
I'm
yeah.
I'm sick of
And Greg
people.
Leach died. You remember Greg Leach?
Who? Oh,
Greg Leach. Nene done already found her new boo.
girl. She moved on faster than Anna Nicole Smith. But
Honey,
whatever.
she
Uh,
moved. You really think that was after he died?
but I think they have broke up before.
Yeah, they done got together.
And
They got
for
a whole
some
divorce
reason,
and
I feel
remarried.
like they only got back together because he was sick. But we
No,
just
they
didn't know that he was sick. I feel
oh,
like they knew that he was sick, and that's why they got back together.
got you. Got you. Maybe. I don't know, but
Yes, sister moved on. Like body wasn't even cold, and then he was like, "New boo, who this?" And I
new
was like,
boo.
"I ain't mad, Nene. I ain't mad."
Who it is? Who it is?
He died of natural causes. Vern, don't be trying to come over here. Well, not natural, but he was sick.
Vern commented they should have done an autopsy. No, he was sick though. Because they showed on the show. Well, I mean, it is a show though. But they showed on the show he was
Yeah,
doing
right.
He was going to chemo and going through treatment and all that stuff. So he did look. I don't know.
Uh-uh.
Anywho,
I'm not doing this with y'all. With you and her. I'm not.
what?
Go ahead.
I
Next one.
didn't say nothing.
Next.
Really? All right. So one of my personal highlights for me or something that I mean, I had many of things happen. I kept my job during COVID. That's a highlight. Okay. That's a highlight.
Yeah.
Um, I got a promotion this year, so that's a highlight.
Woo!
Chastity got my job from me getting a promotion. That's a highlight.
Woo!
Okay. But I also have lost 100 pounds.
Woo!
Look at that. I got a waist, y'all. I got a waist and a neck.
Look at her. Look at her.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
promise, sunshine. Before you got this surgery, I don't think I ever seen you from the side. I always just seen you from the front. And it just looked like all boobs. And I was like, you was
I'm
like, I'm
done.
going to get weight loss surgery. And I was like, you're not that big. You just got a whole lot of titties. Like, why are you
Mm-mm.
getting weight loss surgery?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
And then whenever you started losing the weight and everything, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Vern, I found the 100 pounds too. I think we might have split it because whatever she lost, I done gained. I have gained every pound that she lost. Maybe we split it in half. I got 50, you got 50.
I'm
Because this
done.
right here wasn't here at the beginning of the year. And I don't know where
I'm
this came from.
done. I'm done. Y'all got me sweating.
It's like every
I'm
week she lost a pound, I gained a pound.
done. He said, okay, 95 me, 5 you. I'm done. I'm done. But yes, I got weight loss surgery last year, November of last year. Yeah, I had to think about it. And I actually lost a total of 118 pounds, I think is the number, the exact number. I went down 5 sizes. Yeah, 5 sizes. I had to think about it. I only went down one boob cup size though. I don't know why. I thought them things were just gonna they didn't.
But they look smaller. They don't look as big as they was.
Yeah, yeah. They don't. It's funny, man. I went shopping with my parents yesterday, and my mama went one of them little Hanes, Playtex, whatever stores, and she was like, "Man, you can get some bras out of here." And I was like, "They ain't got my size." She was like, "Yeah, they do." I said, "They ain't got my size." So we walked in there. I ain't even going deep in the store. I asked the girl. I said, "What's the biggest cup you got?" She said, "We go up to an H." I said, "Nah, you're gonna need a few more letters for me. A few more letters." She said, "What size you?" I said, "A couple more letters than that, okay." But now they only
Trip
went down one cup
Z.
size. They only went
Trip
down one.
Z. It smells like a thrift store.
I am done. I am so done.
Ever. Bye.
But yeah, so like I said, I went down 115 pounds. I went down about five dress sizes. Even my foot shrunk. I went one shoe size down, which I didn't think your feet and ankles would shrink, but they went down a little bit.
Okay.
So yeah, it's been a good journey. It's been difficult, and I done fell off these last, especially Christmas. I done fell off.
Yeah,
I've
New
been
Year's we
eating.
got the you got to come and pull me out the bed. I
Right,
give you a
right.
key. I give you a key to the front door. Just come
Listen,
pull me out the bed and be
they
like,
ain't gonna be cussing me out. They ain't gonna be cussing me
let's
out.
go.
They did not, Vernon. They did not. You so extra. I'm done. What's your next one?
Verse said for the people that's listening, not looking. He said they even had a box to drop you stuff in the counter.
He lying. He did not.
He said it smelled like a thrift store in the bra shop that they went to. He
I'm not. Go to your next one. Go to
said,
your next
ask
one.
Chris. He showed it to me.
Uh,
I cannot. So what are we on? Highlights.
it don't. I told you don't.
Highlights. Okay. So highlight for 2021 personally is I left my job and I had been with the company for 7, 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
7 or 8 years, somewhere around there. So that right there was, for some people, is a low light, but to me, it was a highlight because I was comfortable
Yes.
and I left out of my comfortability and
Yeah.
left there. I didn't
Yeah.
care if I was going to have to be selling rocks on the side of the road. I was going to leave. If
Yeah.
I had to slide down a pole, I was going to leave.
Yeah. Anywho, anywho, I did the same. It wasn't this year, of course, but I left. Me and her worked at the same. We worked at the same place. We don't work at a couple places together.
Since we know each
But
other.
but I had to. It was so hard for me to make the decision to leave that job because I had been there for over 7 years, and I was there when they cut the ribbon. Like I was there from the beginning, and I loved my boss. Like we understood each other. He understood that family came first. I didn't have to argue about whether I had to go to work or take care of my child. And I really love working with the elderly population, so I really did not want to leave. Like
Right.
I did not. But at the end of the day, they were not paying me enough. I mean, I went on maternity leave and it took 3.5 people to do my job, and they still weren't doing it right according to some people. I wasn't there. I don't know.
I was there.
But
I was there.
um, and they didn't want to pay me good, and the insurance sucked. I like at least y'all could have good insurance if you didn't want to pay us. And PTO, I was always struggling if I had to take off and I had to move my PTO around. I mean, it was just so many things like company wise that just wasn't good. And I had to decide I had to just step out on faith and go to a for-profit job. And I was super nervous about it. I was scared they weren't gonna care about the people. I was just scared I was gonna hate it. I was gonna be in corporate America and I was gonna be stuck and unhappy. And it's the best move I ever made.
Best,
Best
best.
move I
Even
ever
though I
made.
just came at right here at the end.
Mhm.
And like you said, I was so comfortable with the job because I had been there, I feel like since I was a baby. And they helped me grow into the person that I became and able
Right.
to be able to get the job that I got now.
Mhm.
My direct supervisor, amazing.
Right.
My center manager, amazing.
Right.
My director at the health center that I was working at, amazing. My coworkers, amazing. It really boiled down to the fact that they wasn't willing to give me what I was worth.
Right.
And I knew that I was worth more than what they was paying me
Right.
because there was times that I drove an hour to drop my kids off at a babysitter to ensure that I was able to clock in at
Mhm.
whatever time they needed me to clock in, get
Mhm.
off work, go pick my kids up an hour away and drive back home. And I wasn't even getting paid mileage for that. I
Right.
just wanted to make sure that I was able to do my job and get to my job and be where I was supposed to be. And when it came to a point where I needed more money, I
Yeah.
deserved the money that I was
Yeah.
asking for. They wasn't willing to give that to me. And then I went on to two other places, not just
Mhm.
one, two other places
Yeah.
that were willing to give me the salary that I deserved. And I was like, that was the best decision I ever made was
Yeah.
leaving them.
Yeah. Yeah. For real. That's that's what's up. That's what's up. I don't really have a I don't think I have a low light of 2021.
I got one.
I don't think I do. Now 2020, yeah, but I don't think I have one for 2021. I could
Did
tell
your
the one for 2020
did your
because
2020 run into 2021?
no,
Oh,
it didn't.
we go ahead
It
and tell
didn't.
it.
I tell it anyway, just so I would have one. But when COVID first started around, well, it first started in 2019, of course. But whenever we was told we had to work from home and we couldn't travel anymore, and we had to sit at home and blase blase. I had not been at my job that we are at now, not even 6 months. I don't. It was just a couple of months. Um, and we had already was kind of deflated because the insurance company that I work for, and it's a whole state thing. If you
Child, North Carolina was
but North
North
Carolina,
Carolina was pure shit.
they
It
was
didn't pass what the budget that they needed to pass. Just
right.
say it. Just
You're
say it,
right. They,
child.
they 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 passed the law for managed care, but they didn't pass the budget. And they was the Republicans and the Democrats were arguing about the money, or whatever. And after I had got this job, now I'm feeling great about it, and we alive, and everything's going great. they said that it was suspended. So now I'm sitting here wondering, am I still gonna have my job? Are they gonna never pass the budget? Am I gonna lose it? Did I lose? Did I leave this job because of that? So I already had that on my shoulders. But then, in order for me to keep my job, it should have been a highlight. But we started helping other lines of business and had to call people. And I am not a call center person. Shout out to the call center people out there in the world. That is
Whoop,
not
whoop,
my
but
calling. And all that on top of having to call people, having to stay at home, having to babysit my child because daycare was closed, having to help my oldest child with school, and he hates school, online learning. My depression flared up so bad.
yeah,
Like so bad. Like it was bad to the point where I wasn't even communicating with my husband. He just thought I was just tripping. But I was literally hiding from my family that I was in the bathroom sitting on the floor crying my eyes out. I'm trying not to cry now, but crying my eyes out because all of that piled up on top of each other was just too much. It was
right.
just too much. And it took me a while. It took me a few weeks for me just tripping, and I finally told him that's what it was. Like something is wrong. Like my hormones is off or whatever. And then I talked to my doctor. They put me on two pills, not just one but two. And then I started going to therapy, and it had to be virtual. You couldn't go sit on the couch nowhere. It had to be via computer,
Hmm.
and I had to go through all that in 2020. But that's not a low light for 2021 because now I am great. I'm not even on the medicine anymore. Mentally, I am thriving. I am at the place where I'm just loving myself, loving me, not letting bad things bog me down. Just knowing that I can't be upset about things that I can't control. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
no, I'm at a place where I think God is not as hard on me as people are, and I'm just living life.
Exactly.
Point blank period. So,
Round of applause. Shout and make that ass clap.
you know what? I am boy. I was about to click on that too, and then but for real, so that's really a highlight. A highlight is please. I know we said it a million times, but please don't be afraid to seek therapy. Please don't be afraid to let people know that you're not doing good. It's
Right.
okay to be doing bad.
Right.
And especially for black women, black people in general, but for black women, it is okay to say, I'm struggling.
Right. Right.
So just be authentically yourself. Have your own relationship with God for people that are Christians and know that you are doing all right.
Buddha, the powers above,
Buddha,
whoever,
whoever, Mary,
whoever.
you know, the spaghetti,
Beyonce.
the spaghetti god. I think I heard of a spaghetti god before. You laughing, I'm serious. But
Spaghetti gives me heartburn. I
I'm
will,
good.
but I love spaghetti, so I would probably bow down to the spaghetti guys because I love it. Yes, Francesca Renee.
But anywho, go ahead. Go to yours.
Okay, so one of my low lights of the year was I let my guard down. I fell in love with a nigga that didn't deserve my heart, and he broke my heart.
Yeah.
And I was in the bed crying for a couple of days with tears rolling down both sides, falling into my ears, rolling down into my hair, making the back of my kitchen all nappy.
I'm
Um,
good. I'm good. I'm sorry. This supposed to not be funny. Go ahead.
but but I moved on from that. Even though it was a low light, because I, as the cancer that I am, it takes a lot for me to love somebody. And whenever I do love you and you hurt me, I
Hmm.
want to kill you. And I didn't go out, I didn't try to kill him. I just blocked his number.
You know what? She said that like she done tried to kill somebody before.
I
But be
have.
clear.
But anyway, we're not going there. But I got over it. But I got over it and I was able to grow from it, even though right now I'm over the whole apps and trying to find people because all of them niggas ain't,
Honey.
honey, they pissing in the pond.
Ooh.
But anyway, I'm back to a point where I'm like, I can open myself back up. I could
Yeah.
potentially find somebody, but there's still been ghetto out here. But I'll
Yeah.
still do it for the right person at the right time. But to the nigga that broke my heart, fuck you. And I hope that you stump your big toe and fall off the curve.
I'm so dead. I am so done. What did well this might be too personal, but what did you learn from that experience?
I learned that whenever I say I'm not ready for a relationship and a man tries to push me into a relationship, do not
Right.
go into it just because he says that he's ready for it, because he's probably not ready for it. I'm
Right.
still going to take my time
Mm-hmm.
and make sure this is where I want to be, because for the most part, the whole time that we was together, I was adamant about let's take it slow, blah blah, and all this kind of stuff. He wanted to do the boyfriend stuff, boyfriend girlfriend stuff. He wanted to take it faster, and then whenever I finally got to his level, he bitched up. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it as slow as I want to take it. You can take
Right.
it fast. I'm still gonna take it slow. You can be in a
Right.
relationship with me. I'm still gonna be single.
Right. 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 I get that. I get that. He said Vern said, follow your heart, babe, not his.
Mhm.
Fact. Fact. You did a lot of people make that mistake in dating, and that ain't nothing new. Like we don't listen to ourselves. We don't listen
Right,
to our intuition. It ain't even intuition sometimes. It's just flat foot. They telling you what it is.
right.
And you don't listen. Especially, well, I ain't gonna say especially women. It's probably both ways, but from what I know, especially women.
Women,
Women could see something, know something, hear something. Women can flat out be told, "Do we just having sex?" And she gonna be like, "I'm gonna change his mind." Like, no, that ain't how that works. It's not how
you're
that
like,
works.
I'm gonna sit on top and I'm gonna spell my name. He's still gonna go back to Bonquisha, whose name is really long, and your name is Kiara. Like Bonquisha is longer than Kiara, girl.
I am done.
Stay where
I
you
am
at. We ain't
done.
changing nobody's minds. In 2022, we're not changing anybody's minds to make them choose us. They're
No,
gonna choose us off gate,
no.
ladies.
You have to wait for people to change into the person they need to be on their own. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some instances where you meet someone and they make you desire to change yourself. I'm not saying that's not possible, but that's their own revelation. That's not you putting that on that person.
Right.
That's not because you're doing what you're supposed to do. That's going to make them do what they're supposed to do. It's not how life works.
That's
They
just
got
them.
to want it.
Yeah.
They gotta want it. That's why so many rich people out here trying to make their sons and daughters be successful, and they out here living on their money. Like it happens. You can't make nobody be successful. You can't make
Didn't she just
nobody
say
be in a
that?
relationship. You
Pretty
can't make
sure.
nobody be faithful. You can't make nobody not lie. You can't make nobody not cheat. They gotta want to do it.
Want to do
Point
it.
blank. Period. So
Want
you
to do
either
it.
gotta so you either gotta tell yourself, hey, I'm getting on this roller coaster and it may stop and it may not. Or you gotta be like, all right, I'll be here when you ready. Point
Period. Poop.
blank. Period. They say,
Period.
I say
And
period
we're not
too.
going through phones in 2022. Uh,
Honey. I want to go through your phone. PJ said that.
we are not going through phones, ladies and gentlemen. Because if you're
Honey.
gonna cry, take that shit outside and come back in the house and get back in the bed once you finish with them tears. Don't go looking for
Honey.
stuff you don't want to find unless you're going to leave.
Mm, mm, that part.
We are not doing that. I done seen too many of my friends this year on Facebook and Instagram and my TikToks and all that kind of stuff. It's too many of y'all females, especially females, going through men phones, and then
Men
y'all want to
daughter.
make videos and post and all
Right.
this kind of stuff and cry about it. Stop breaking your heart
Yeah.
and stand with the person that's breaking your heart. Either
Right.
leave the situation or let that man cheat in peace. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up or leave.
That's my thing about it. Like, at least back in the day when these old school women knew they man was cheating on them, they knew it, but they kept it at the house and they stayed. These new age females be posting it on social media or crying out to everybody or being on their friend's couch or whatever it is, and then you stay. Like, at
And
least
I'm
be humiliated to just to yourself.
And
Don't
I
just
just
use
like, and you stayed. You chose to stay. You made him macaroni and cheese this morning, and then decided to come over here and tell me
Mhm.
your problems on this couch after he just slept with Keisha and Leisha and
Not Lisa.
Renee and whoever last night.
I'm
And
done.
you mad at them and want to fight them, but you still love your man. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. We ain't gonna get mad at the other people. Get mad at your spouse. Your spouse is the one that's laying in the bed telling you that they love you. We're not gonna
Honey,
get mad at the other people this year. Get
honey.
mad at the person that's saying they love you every night. Stop going through phones. What else are we gonna do? Women, we're gonna stop using our kids as pawns. If the man don't want to be with you, he don't want to be with you. Men, if you don't want to be with that woman, tell her you don't want to be with her. But stop going around lying, saying that she keeping you away from the kids whenever you ain't doing
Whoop,
what you're supposed to do.
whoop.
You ain't even paying child support. If you pay it, you're barely paying it. And then you don't know your kids' sizes. And then you're not buying them gifts.
Bye.
So
I'm done with you. I'm cutting
just
off.
stop with
Bye.
the mess.
Where
Stop
the
with
mute
the mess.
button?
Because if you are a true supporter of your child throughout the whole year, you shouldn't have to call your baby mama on Christmas Eve and ask her what size does little Ray Ray wear. What
Make us
size
stop.
is Day Day in?
Make us stop.
Nigga, you should know because you should have been buying shoes and clothes throughout the whole year. We're
Bye.
gonna stop that.
Stop talking.
We're gonna stop it. I just want to talk about the things that we need to stop doing.
Ooh.
We gotta stop
Uh,
it.
okay.
Now.
All right. They heard you. Don't be an amper hub. She talking about go on.
Thank you, friend.
Yo, look,
Thank you.
very wrong. Go ahead, Prophet Lindsay. That is not a prophet. That's not prophet tendency. That's closer to never mind. Um, you made me forget my whole thought. Let's move on. I know we at time, but hey, this is our New Year's edition. I just want to get people thoughts on this. I want to get people thoughts on this. So I found this on the line.
Truck drivers.
I found this on the line, and it says these are the top male cheaters: truck drivers, barbers, married men, out of state workers, men with two kids. I'm a little interested in that one. Men with a baby on the way, coaches, construction workers, club promoters, lawyers, business owners, waterfront. I don't know what that is. D boys, UPS, FedEx, and mechanics. I think I lost Chastity. You still there too? No, we lost. Um, but yeah, I want to know what y'all think about that. People who still watching, y'all think that's accurate? You think that's accurate? And if they made a woman version of this, what you think it would be? Top women cheaters. What you think top women cheaters would be? People that are watching while we're trying to figure out what Chastity is. Oh, there she go.
That.
You went all the way away. What the world?
Sorry.
Knowing her, she went to the bathroom and she didn't want me to call her out.
I did.
She did. Anywho, like I was saying, top male cheaters. You think this is true?
Yes. It ain't no think. It is.
Men with 2+ kids. Why is that a top male cheater?
Ooh. So, not me and my baby daddy. We got 2 kids together, but this ain't us. But a lot of the times, women, and I'm gonna blame this on the women. Well, no, I'm gonna blame it on both. They be like, we stuck together forever. He gonna always come back over here. I'm gonna always sleep with him. That's because, baby, you ain't over him. I'm over my baby daddy. I ain't sleeping with him. And he ain't sleeping with me. But a lot of the times, even if it's one, sometimes it ain't even got to be one. It can be 0. It can be a whole bunch of kids that y'all done swallow or aborted and sent up to heaven, and they still be doing the thing.
Right. Vern
So
said a friend agreed. She said, "Yeah, that's true." Vern said they forgot a few, and I about can
wait,
tell you what he talking about.
put the list back up.
I can tell you, bishop, pastor,
Pastors,
deacon,
the drummer, the
musicians,
keyboardist.
right? Musicians. They ain't put none of them on there. You know they cheating. Now let me
Must have
stop.
been a church person that wrote this.
Praise and worship singer. No, let me stop. Uh, they forgot a few. They forgot a few. Okay.
Forgot.
But I was saying, I was telling them while you was on your bathroom break and try to hide it.
Not
I
be
was
calling
telling
me out.
them, I wonder if they made a woman version of that, what would be the top women cheaters? What you think?
CNAs.
That is not what I had in mind. But go ahead. What else?
What do you think? I think CNAs will be top.
Well, I'm gonna get in trouble for saying this. Married women.
That okay. So CNAs,
Woo!
married women, women that work at distribution places.
Mm.
Like
Distribute. Oh, like FedEx and the Amazon warehouse.
yeah, dumb people, and
Gotcha.
then women that work at warehouses or big plants like
Mm,
GKN. Um,
mm,
what's that place down here?
mm.
Cloverleaf. They don't change the name of it. Eaton.
You calling
Just
actual places? Oh, done. Oh, you made me forget my whole thought. Top women cheat. I don't know. Usually, a lot of people say women cheat with a purpose. So they feel like women cheat only when something is wrong. Do you agree or disagree?
I done had everything right and still cheated.
Well,
But I think that people just cheat because they want to cheat. I don't feel like it has. I sometimes women may take their heart into the person that they cheated with,
mm-hmm.
but I also feel like men also do the same. I feel like people just cheat because they want to cheat and because they're not happy. And you could be doing the spouse could be doing everything right.
This is true.
Cause whenever I cheated, my spouse was doing everything right. I just was not happy. It was right in the eyes of the community, in the eyes of what everybody else wanted it to be. But
Yeah.
in the eyes of chastity, it was not
Mm-hmm.
right. And I
Right.
went out there and I skipped across the street.
I'm done. I'm done. You was over there like Kanye and Kim, huh? Just yeah. Yeah.
Skipped across the street. I was cheating.
Vern said medical field, period. I have seen a bunch of relationships in my profession. I'm just saying, I seen a few myself.
I done seen
In
some.
some of them assisted living facilities, some CNAs love them transportation men. I tell you that. I don't know what it
No,
was
no, no,
about the
no. Listen,
transportation.
and whenever it comes to CNA work at nursing field, it's not a lot of men in the health field. Women get excited when a man comes into the
When that be
building.
one, he ain't even gotta look good. It just be that one. And I done see some things. People sleeping in the people's rooms.
And you be like, Mr. Charles,
Everything.
can you help me get Miss Brown up? Miss Brown is 98 pounds. You can pick Miss Brown up. What do you
That
need Mr.
part.
Charles for, ma'am?
That part. When I first got my first CNA job, it was all the men worked in either maintenance of the kitchen or the yeah, or it was no translation was women. It was the maintenance of the kitchen. They was back there talking about, let me get a little bit of that food, knowing that food ain't got no seasoning on it because all them people got high blood pressure in the center. You know, one because of that dang food. You ain't fooling nobody.
I remember we had a work husband at one of the assisted livings that I lived. Well, I'll say lived there. I feel like I lived there because I worked all the time. But
Mhm.
anyway, he was like the work husband because he was like the only man there. And somebody borrowed that cup of sugar
Ain't even bring no sugar back.
and didn't bring no sugar back. And let me tell you, it was a mess.
You know what? Go ahead with your story.
No, that was it.
Really? That was it?
It was a work husband, and somebody went and borrowed some sugar and didn't bring no sugar back.
I'm done. I am done.
But oh, wait a minute. I take that back. They did bring the
Uh,
sugar back. 9 months later, they brought the sugar back.
all right, that's
It was
the
a
end. All right, thank
baby.
y'all for tuning in to Occasional Pause. We enjoy life, laughs, and shenanigans. Done with her. I am done. Do you want to end the note on in it 2020, 2021? Where are you going into 2022? I'm not going to call it a revolution, but a revelation. What revelation are you going into 2022 with?
So this year I feel like I haven't been a good friend to people that have been good friends to me. And that's
Hmm.
meaning like showing up for them in times that they have showed up for me. But because I was in my depressive mode, I wasn't able to show up for them.
Hmm.
So for 2022,
Hmm.
my plan is to push through everything and show up for people that I know would show up for me if the roles would change.
Got you. Got you. Got you. My thing is, I just want to continue to learn myself and love myself, and be okay with not knowing or just learning.
Yes.
Like too many people feel like they have to have it figured out. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm over 30, few years. And I
25.
used to be so hard on myself because I felt like I was supposed to be at a certain place by now. Like I'm supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be doing this. I'm supposed to have this. I'm supposed to do that. But now I'm just like, it's okay to continue to be learning because guess what? We're gonna be learning for the rest of our life.
Girl, Two Chains was 35 before he got the skull button.
I'm just saying. So I'm just learning to be okay with learning. I'm learning to love myself no matter what. I'm learning to not let outside people make me feel some type of way about myself. And it's okay to be different. It's okay to express your different opinion. It's okay to look at things from a different point of view. And if you have people that's in your circle that's not okay with that, F them.
Fuck.
Me and Chassie B and my our friend Nicole, we don't agree on a lot of things, but we still support each other no matter what. And that's the type of people that you have to have in your life. Support you no matter what. They ain't gotta like everything you like. They ain't gotta do everything you do. They ain't gotta, be sitting there patting your back when they don't need to be. It's all right. Long as
Hmm.
they still love you at the end of the day, no matter what. So if you don't have those type of friends in your life, you don't even family. If you ain't got that type of family in your life, you ain't got that type of church people in your life, you ain't got that type of coworkers, whatever it is that you need, find those people, even if it's just one or two, and just be happy. Life's too short. If COVID ain't taught us nothing else, it should teach us that life is too darn short.
Girl, you better drop that mic after you get finished with this.
I'm just saying, if it ain't taught us nothing else, if it ain't had no other lesson, it should let us know that life is too short. Stop being so hard on yourself for all the small things. Glorify the great things that are going in your life.
Hmm.
People get mad at church folks because they say, oh, I'm just so happy God gave me a roof on my head. Guess what? There's some people out here don't have a roof. Oh, God bless me because I have a job. It's some people out here who don't have a job. I'm even gonna push it there. I got a good paying job.
Amen.
Sometimes I try to lie to myself, be like, I could use a few more dollars. Don't get me wrong, I could use it, but it's still a blessing. Just be happy. Just be happy.
Exactly.
Oh, look at Mandy. Mandy joined. She said, "Love that
Look,
for the people in the back."
I know that's right.
I'm just saying, like, life is too short. Just be. It's We are too blessed as people. If you still here, you still breathing, you still living, you still have a availability to smile. You got somewhere to lay your head. You got people in your life. Let's be 2022. Be happy.
Be happy. Honey, I wake up
2022.
breathing. I open my eyes. I'm like, thank you, Jesus.
Be
And
happy.
I'm happy.
Be happy. And if you're not happy, figure out what you need to do to change it and work for it. Stop thinking people gonna hand it to you. Stop thinking one day you just gonna roll over and it's gonna show up. Cause for me and Chassie B, we can sit and attest to you that ain't hard work.
I
you
tried. I tried to
you
roll over to a
tried.
sugar daddy. Ain't nothing happened.
You know what? I am done. I am done. I am done. I am done. Vern said in some cases,
Ooh, amen.
church folks
Amen.
are some of the most miserable people. That is facts. Pure
Amen.
facts. Pure facts. I was just telling my husband today, like, I have great, spiritual people in my life, but at the end of the day, I have to go to God with what I think it need to be, get my interpretation from Him, and be okay with it. I'm not
Right.
going to agree with everything somebody say in the church, but if I have a relationship with God and I come to my own understanding and I live that and I'm doing the best that I can, that's all you can do.
Amen.
And that serves for spiritual life, that serves for your actual life, everything. Dude, if you can sit here and say you're doing the best that you can, that's all that matters. That's why some of these baby daddies we don't feel sympathy because y'all not doing the best y'all can.
Ooh, wait, I want
Anywho,
to take it. I want to take it ghetto real quick. And some of
take it
y'all are
ghetto.
too ugly to be as rude as y'all are. Be
You know
friendly.
what? I am done. Bye. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm done. I'm done with. Thank y'all for tuning in for Case the Podge. We are at an hour and 30 minutes, so we are past our time. But thank y'all so much for joining. Please share, like, subscribe,
Girl, you know they
follow
be
us.
and be
Listen,
rude.
listen. You can listen to us on most audio podcast platforms. Like, you got somebody laughing. Like Apple, Spotify, iHeart, Pandora,
Friend, I
etc.
said that some people out there is too ugly to be rude. I don't know if you was asking, but I said what Sunshine said.
He probably was asking what you said. And he said, go get, she always ghetto. Don't, no, she always ghetto. I didn't mean that. Swipe up, though. On my daggone
Yeah.
nerves.
Hype me up.
Anywho, thank y'all so much who have been watching us, listening us, supporting us. We don't do this for the fans, but we totally appreciate all of you guys' support. And we're gonna go into 2022. Next time we see y'all, it'll be 20. Stop. It'll be 2022. I'm trying not to pay attention to the comments. It'll be
Hype me up.
2022 next time we see y'all. So happy New Year's. We hope that y'all get everything y'all needed out of 2021 and that it grows into 2022. Okay. I'm trying to concentrate, y'all. I'm trying. But thank you, thank you, thank you. And I hope you have a good night and bye bye.
Bye.